Pink bow, pink bow, pink bow! Pink bow, pink bow! Why pink? Pink bow! I never want to see pink again. Hello and welcome back to Otakuettes. I am Caitlin, one half of the duo that is Mackenzie and Caitlin, and I'm here today to compare episode 1 of the old RANMA to episode 1 of the new RANMA, and I'm going to tell you about some things that I liked and some things that I didn't like. So if you like RANMA or anime and you're excited to hear what I have to say, stay tuned. But I will say, spoiler warning, I am going to be talking freely here. So I don't know what I'm going to let slip, but if you haven't seen it yet, then maybe click away and come back afterwards to hear my opinions on the things, all the things. I think we'll just dive right in. So let's go! So, originally, when the new RANMA came out, my partner in crime, Mackenzie, watched it and told me it was a little bit disappointing to her. Obviously, she still loves Rumiko Takahashi, loves RANMA, loves everything that she's made. It just, didn't hit right for her. But obviously, silver linings, there's still great things that we can appreciate about it, but it put me off a little bit from watching it myself. But I did eventually, after she asked me a million times, I did watch it myself, and man, do I have some opinions. So I had my phone open while I was watching, and I was just mad typing in my notes app, everything that I thought. So I have my notes pulled up here. I actually have episode 1 pulled up on my computer, and we're just going to go through what I had written, talk about it, and then I can reference the video whenever I need to. I do remember, I remember seeing before the episode even came out that they changed the color of Akane's bow. Rip my heart out. Akane having the yellow bow was so iconic in the original RANMA. It went so well with her blue black hair. She even had the yellow jammies and the yellow bed set, and it just the contrast was so beautiful. I remember seeing little sneak peeks of the new RANMA with Akane and her pink bow. And I know it's not that serious, but it pissed me off. Also, yellow is my favorite color, and I get a little defensive over this because I'm just why did you change that if it didn't need to be changed? It was so good, and it really ticks me off. So that does come up quite a bit because the entire first episode, all I could do was look at Akane's friggin' pink bow and think about how much I hated it. So whoever made that decision, whoever was at the table and was hey, by the way, maybe we should do a pink bow. And then everybody else was oh yeah, we can do that. Shame. Shame. Shame, shame, shame on you. And that's not the end of it. You're going to hear more about that anyways. But let's start with the beginning. I thought it was hilarious when Mr. Tendo got the postcard with the panda on it and just immediately starts crying. Just immediately. He's just oh, tears. Because one of the things that we joked about in our RANMA review video, Mackenzie and I, we did a RANMA review. I think we only got to episode 7 because we deep dived it. If you want to watch that video, I'll put the link here, but maybe stick around here before you go watch that one. It is a deep dive into the first 7 episodes of RANMA, and we thought it was funny how much Mr. Tendo is always crying. He's just such a crybaby. So to open the anime with Mr. Tendo getting a postcard and then bawling his eyes out was hilarious. And that was one of the first things I noticed. I was Thank you so much for that. Mr. Tendo gets the postcard and then we roll the intro. The new theme song. It's not yapapa, yapapa. It's something completely new. I obviously love yapapa, but I guess I was just indifferent about it. I wouldn't have been mad if they kept Yapapa and then just reanimated it. I think that would have been a cute idea, but I guess it's a remake, so might as well have fun with the intro song. So then obviously we're at the Tendo residence. We're meeting our main characters all over again. And I don't know for sure exactly, so I might have to look this up after, but I was told that they kept some of the same voice actors as the previous Ranma. I was listening to the, I did the dub for the new Ranma episode 1, and I particularly liked Nabiki's voice actor. I thought she was great for giving off the personality of Nabiki. It's kind of like this more sassy voice, and I thought it was just like great. So I don't know if it is the voice of the old Nabiki, but whoever's doing it now is doing a great job. So I just wanted to give a round of applause to Nabiki's VA. Even though Nabiki stood out to me, I did think that all of the voice actors were really good. And that was so nice to see as a fan of the old Ranmas, because in the old Ranmas, I did think the VAs were great, and so that they could continue that good picking legacy. Good job, you guys. Let's see. Okay, so we meet our main characters, and at 5 minutes 4 seconds, let's skip to there. Oh, yes, the fight scene. The opening fight scene between Ranma and Panda Pops. It is artistically so well done. I loved the dark purple shadows and the frames that they did around the screen. I thought the artistic choices during this fight scene were so fun and so fresh and new, while still keeping true to the original plot. And like, they're in the street, they're wearing pretty much the same clothes, they're surrounded by people. The artistic difference is just so fun, and I thought it was so well done. I love the choices that they made there, and I was just like, that's great, because I don't know if it's just a me thing, but I think that when something's done right the first time, why would you change it too much? I understand when you're doing a remake, obviously you can't just republish the same thing, otherwise like it's not a remake, but to keep true to some of the old plot lines and even like sneaking in a little wink there to the old things that were done in episode 1, great idea. Love that they kept it around. That was like super nice to see. I thought it was so funny that when Ranma shows up at the Tendo residence, Nabiki just springs up and sprints to meet Ranma because she's so boy crazy. They really do like a funny job with that here. What else do we have? Oh, yeah. This is a big one. I love that they kept Ranma chesty, but didn't overdo the boob service. That was one thing that kind of put me off a little bit in the old Ranma. I understand times were different back then, and those jokes probably went over a little bit better. And I think there's something to be said about being playful and not being too strict with the humor that you do in anime. But I remember when I watched the old Ranma, it did get a little old a little quick. The boobs were everywhere, and I just really appreciated they still kept the humor alive, but they didn't go so hard on it this time. They winked at it. They did it so tastefully, and I just deeply appreciate that they didn't just... I think whoever had a hand in creating this had a real sense of current day and how things have changed now with objectifying women's bodies and the lines that you can draw with making jokes respectfully. And I just appreciated seeing it so much. So, finger hearts, thank you for doing that. The humor is still there. I laughed so hard, but that was a big thing that I noticed, a big difference between the old and the new Ranma. So, okay. So Ranma shows up, everybody gets introduced, and of course we have the iconic Akane versus Ranma fight scene when Ranma is in girl form. Akane doesn't know that he's a boy who just changes into a girl, and they have a little tussle. But as great as the fight scene was, I couldn't stop looking at Akane's pink bow. I couldn't do it. My eyes were just drawn to it because I'm so fixated on this stupid bow. And the yellow just looked so good. So the whole time they're doing this little tussle, I'm like, why is it pink? Why is it pink? How could they? Why would they? Tell me. That is not a cat toy that I just kicked. Why though? Tell me. Were you bothered by Akane's bow? Is it just me, or do you feel the same way? Let me know, because I'm heated, obviously. Can you see the steam? Oh, this is another little thing. Another little, I was looking real deep, but I thought it was so cool that, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Saotome in human form versus panda form, the eyes are very similar. So you can tell that it's still him even when he's in panda form. And I just thought that was a really cool stylistic choice. Small but meaningful. Appreciated. Thank you. So cool. Okay. I did timestamp 11:36. I said 11:36 is crazy. Why did they do that? Consider other options. I'll put a little screenshot in so you can see what I'm talking about. But Ranma is in the shower and his back. Sorry, when Ranma's in girl form, sometimes I say she and her, and then when he's in boyfriend form, I say he and him. But I do know at the end of the day, Ranma is a boy, and I should be using he, him pronouns all the time, and I try my best, but sometimes I get all confuzzled. So please don't take any offense if I make any mistakes on that. I'm trying my best. But so Ranma is in girl form. He's in the shower, and his back is to the camera, and there's no butt crack. It's just round butt. I think I understand how I was saying with the chestiness, they played it safe and the boob jokes and stuff, but it just looks silly. So that's why I said consider other options. Maybe put a towel or a different angle. That kind of made me raise my eyebrow a little bit, oh, what the heck? What the heck are you guys doing? Interesting. So Rama's in the shower, of course, turning back into a boy, and Akane has her scream moment, and I thought the graphics for Akane's scream were so cool. And the fact that she still calls Ranma a pervert, even though Akane walks in on Ranma, will never cease to amuse me, because Ranma's just innocently in the shower, and then Akane's like, oh, you pervert. But yeah, I really liked her scream moment. She's so funny. Gosh, I just love Mappa. Mappa art is great. It's so well drawn. I think it's so good. Akane's just ticked off. Let's move on. Oh, this is what I have written, so I'm just gonna read it to you. Why pink? Why pink? Why pink? Why pink? Why? Whew. All right. So Ranma's here. Everyone's mingling. We've gotten through some of the major scenes. Now we get to the part where they tell the Tendos why Ranma turns into a girl. And they're all sitting around the dinner table, and there's the pond out back, and then obviously Ranma and Panda Pops like to dump water on each other all the time, so Ranma gets thrown in the pond, and they tell the backstory. I'm just going to read you what I wrote, and then we'll talk about it. At Jusenkyo, I've got to be 100% honest, I really like that they got rid of the crazy Chinese accents. They could have kept an accent. It seems like they did away with it completely, but I don't know what the line is. So, again, in Mackenzie and I's Ranma Deep Dive, we talk about the strong Chinese accent, almost, in my opinion, a mocking Chinese accent that the Jusenkyo pond scene has. I just thought it was a little bit much, and maybe back again during that time when the old Ranma was released, it was a little bit more acceptable to do things like that. I thought maybe it was a step too far to take the accent away completely in the new Ranma. I think they could have kept an accent, like people have accents in the real world. It's not like we can erase that. I think it's a unique thing that makes people beautiful and special and fun to listen to, and it can enhance your story. But I don't know if they were just afraid to get that backlash at all, and that's why they did away with it completely. I don't know where the line should be drawn with characters having accents and where it teeters on embellishment, like making your story better because your characters are unique because of the special accents that they have, and mocking. So respect to the Ranma creators for recognizing that that was an issue in the old Ranma. I'm glad that we mentioned it in our deep dive because it did rub me a little weird. So drop your opinions below. What do you think about the accent in the old Ranma versus no accent in the new Ranma? And where's the line? If there is a line, let me know. I'm curious to see what our audience thinks. 1838, the Kasumi, Nobiki, Akane slides when they're introducing the daughters. So cute! I'm going to put them in here just so you guys can see them. I loved that so much. I'm starting to realize I have a lot of positive things and not a lot of negative things. It's literally like all positive pink bow. Then we just wrap up the episode, and I thought that the fact that they maintained the general storyline was really nice for return viewers, and it was much appreciated by me. It made the rewatch so enjoyable, and appreciated the fact that they didn't make any major changes to the storyline. It was just artistic, kind of just updating. The end. That is my review of the old Ranma versus the new Ranma episode 1. I guess we compared some things, contrasted some things, I don't know, but it was mostly positive. I liked it, and I thought they did great. Besides that one thing that I'm sure you all know by now. But yeah, so thanks for watching. This has been fun. This is totally not a cat tower, and my cat is totally not sleeping right there. Don't forget to ring the bell and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you being here and supporting our little anime podcast. So I will be back again soon enough. See you next time. Bye. Oh, bye.